following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John with Flippin' Ain't Easy, and today I'm doing another work with me type video where I just come to you with what I'm doing. Not really doing a whole lot of listing, it's more prepping today, but nonetheless I'm out here in the garage and I'm working, and I thought, you know what, let's see what the fine people are up to today, and hopefully you guys are having an excellent Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all those excellent fathers out there. And yeah, it's sort of a day where I plan on trying to get a lot of stuff done, as much stuff as I can. So I'm out here just getting things prepped. Again, I'm dealing with one phone, and that's fine. I can still get my prep work done, but I am going to use this opportunity to prep stuff, kind of like batching. I was talking about this in the live on Friday, and I'm trying to batch out more. So instead of doing 3 items to its entirety, just get the 10 items. If I'm doing 10 items, let's say I'm getting 10 items and I'm getting everything prepped. So once the prep work's done, I go through process, make sure that these items are going to even work for what I'm trying to sell them at. It could be that some of these items are broken, they don't work right. Then I need to put them either in a return pile. There's a place that I go to that does allow me to return some of these things if there's a problem, or I can simply try to part them out and make them work, and I'll usually sell those on my other account. So I've got the weirdest contraption right here. Anybody know what this thing is? Some kind of a needle assembly for quilting or whatever. It's really strange. Comes in a little carry case, has some extra needles, and it connects to this device. I'm going to find out if this thing even spins up. See, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm dealing with things that I've never seen before, and that's fine. There's always data and ways to get that information. So I'm going to try to plug this in such a way. Hold on real quick. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Shut my light off here. So I got a problem with this bar behind me. It likes to only work sporadically. I have a bar that's on the wall that has a bunch of plugs, and it doesn't seem to work all the time. Got that plugged in. I have no idea what this is. I don't know if these things are going to shoot out at me. I've plugged it in, and the light comes on the adapter, but there's no activity on this thing. I don't know. I think this thing's broken. Yeah, it's broken. I don't think this is supposed to come out of here. And if you look in there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some pieces that look like they've come off. The solder is loosened up. You can see the soldering on these connectors. And they probably work. It probably works just fine if it didn't break, which is probably why this was sent back. So I don't even know how to take these out because it's not really a safe thing, but I'm not going to worry about all that. I'm going to do my best to package this thing back up, because this one is certainly not worth keeping at all. It's going back. Bear with me a second, guys. Okay, so trying to get some more light in here. Last time we did this, my lighting wasn't very good, in my opinion. It may not be good right now, but I think adding the little ring light behind everything might be a little better. So yeah, I think this is like an $80 device. I don't know what it is quite I don't know how this thing works. It would have been kind of cool to see what it did, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. We put this in the reject pile, and we will move on to the next one. So I don't know, guys. The live yesterday, I kind of feel like I was quick to, and I apologized in the live at near the end when I kind of realized what's going on. Um, but I was really quick to say some things on the live yesterday, and there's people call me out for it. That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to take the live down. I think the live had a lot of good information on there. Uh, I thought it was probably a really good live that we had yesterday. A lot of really good discussion, but I think the downside of it all was just I'm very opinionated, all right, and I know through my conversations off of the camera with certain people what I've been told, and then I find out something else happens, and it's like, okay, and it isn't like these people aren't credible, but it's I need to maybe kind of just sit back and wait and see. Let me just tell you, this stuff with these AI listers that are coming out, and there's two that I know of, and I don't have any skin in the game on any of them. Okay, and that's not these aren't my. It's not like we have a connection or relationship with them like we do with TreeCat. You know, like we're an affiliate. Now that who knows what could happen in the future, but right now I don't have any skin in the game. So really, I should have taken more of a wait and see. I reacted to what I saw, which was what I thought was sort of clicky when it came to the video that Tech put out, and said full launch, and I was told that it's just a landing page, and uh, there really is no real program working yet. And then I find out that not only is it more than just the sign up wait list kind of situation, it is an actual working link. Now, from what I understand, and again, I'm speaking from limited knowledge, what I understand, this the software that Tech is putting out, it's only limited to certain a number of people, and you only get like 100. I think it's like 50 cents per listing, which can be quite costly. The one that is James was showing off, James Helferstay was showing off. I think it's going to be more cost effective if we're being honest with each other. It's anywhere between 3 and 7 cents, depending on the plan you decide to use, and that's of course if you utilize all your listings. I think the one plan is like $69.99. You get 1,000 listings, and I think the one that is 3 cents is like 10,000 listings and is a lot more. So on its face, guys, I think this new technology and the way I would do it is much different than I think either of these parties are doing. I understand there's a lot of cost involved on the developer side whenever you send a request to have AI pull the data. It's quite costly, like with the API and all that. And I don't want to pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about because I'm not involved in it like say Josh Galt is. But um, there's some costs there. Every time you click to have a listing created with this AI tool, it's not like it's free. Like there's just a website and they're just maintaining the servers and all that. They actually have to pay every time there's a request for data, which is the request to create your listing. And that they have to recoup. And they're trying to make a profit. They are a business to make money. So the idea of, wow, 50 cents, it's a lot. But if you consider what they're trying to do, just like all of us are trying to make money. You go to a yard sale, you buy something for $2, you you can't sell it for 3, you won't make anything. So it's the same kind of a concept. And I don't blame them, but I think for a lot of sellers, that price point is still way too high. If you're selling $5 to $10 items, that kind of eliminates that. I know James is doing a lot of CDs, and if you're selling them for $6 a piece at 50 cents a pop, that's going to be really not worth the squeeze. The juice isn't going to be worth the squeeze. Now, if you can get on one of those plans and you have a lot of items, yeah, that makes sense. I think 3 to 7 cents, depending on how much you actually plan on listing in a month. Now, this is the thing. I think it's sort of going to plans like that where you have 1,000 listings to work with, uh, like the one with the one James is working on. Um, it's going to kind of force people to utilize all those listings. Now, there's another side of the coin too. You got to make sure you actually have enough listings available to you in your store. And honestly, I don't think anyone should be using these tools unless you do have a store, in my opinion. I think your money is much better spent on the store, the eBay store, along with the perks that come along with it, i.e., markdown sales and um, coupons. I think those really do help your conversion and do help drive uh, buyers into your listings. Getting more views from your impressions and that type of thing. And there's people that like to poo-poo impressions, and I think sometimes that goes with a complete lack of understanding as to what impressions are and what views are as compared to impressions, and what a conversion actually is, and the importance of all those things. I think a lot of people blow off, unfortunately. So, um, is it a tool that I plan on using? I would I would like to take a look at it, and I think I'm going to work with Josh here to maybe take a look at the program that him and James are working on. Only not so much my process. I don't have enough items to make 1,000 items in a month worth the squeeze per se. But what I'd like to do is there's something you guys don't know that I do, but when I buy my items online, I either have a manifest or I buy the items individually. I go on, before I even pick the items up, I already have a draft that I make. So I sit behind the computer, go through, create all my drafts, and it is a little bit of a process. If I'm picking up 50 items, let's say, on a trip, that's about 2 to 3 hours of listing. Now, you might say, wow, that's a long time to do 50 items, but I'm doing all the things. I'm putting the title in, I'm using the item description, I'm having AI help me identify what it is that I'm looking at, um, do the research on the prices. So I'm not bulk pricing anything. I'm actually trying to do my best assessment from what I've seen. Sometimes I can see these items outside of the box so I can get an idea of the condition. Well, for me, I'm going to use that information and then make the listing. So then I have a listing created, a draft for something like this, a mirror for a truck, and I have a plug here. Sometimes these have a plug with a dongle. This one doesn't, and I'm not too familiar with the connectors to know. There's 3 connectors, and it looks like there's 4 or 5 missing, but sometimes that's the way connectors are. I think this is fine. I'm gonna have to look at the photo. Sometimes you can look at the stock photo to get an idea what the connectors look like. I also want to look at the condition of the mirror itself, and then maybe clean it up a little bit. Make sure there's no marks or any problems, because if there are, then I have to disclose that in the listing, or I may not even sell it at all. So I think this mirror here goes for about 80 to 100 bucks, and that's before shipping. So yeah, there we go. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm getting all these things either prepped or looked at to make sure it's going to be the next step, which is photo. So this is my first level of batching, going through batching my processes a little more than I used to, because even without AI, so even if you just don't incorporate AI, you know what, I ain't playing with this AI nonsense. I think that when you batch your tasks, you're going to get more accomplished just organically. You're going to get more accomplished. And I think it's because you're more focused on that particular task. For each item, okay, you check the box off, and then now you're done, and then you move on to the other ones. So that's just my opinion, but I've seen, just with what I've been trying to change right now, some of the processes, and I was doing like 3 or 4 at a time, 3 or 4 at a time, and then get the 3 or 4 done at a time, and then I would go in and finish the listing, or finish the listing on the app. Sometimes I have to, I'm very, maybe it's the OCD in me, but I'm very particular with my listings. I don't want to launch a listing that isn't, in my opinion, complete. So I want to get as many item specifics. I want to get all the things done. Now, hold on real quick. I have to plug this in because my gimbal now wants to tell me how it's about to die. So I don't want that to happen. Otherwise, this ain't going to work. So got another part here. This is a part. This is like a distributor cap. And I don't know what the vehicle is yet. I haven't looked it up. But, with these, you just want to make sure that all the plastic on the distributor cap is in good shape. You want to, at least with auto parts that I get with liquidation, make sure it's not a used part. And you can tell a used part. Anybody that's ever worked on cars know that a used part's going to be dirty. Most of these used parts are going to be dirty. Rarely going to find a clean part like this that's been installed in someone's vehicle. So how do I know there's not a problem with it? I don't. I inspect it, make sure the plugs look fine, everything looks good, and there's no damage to the component, and I just sell it. Now, if I do get someone that complains, which is very, very, very rare, a lot of times these people think they need the part, they buy it, and find out that, oh, it wasn't their distributor cap at all, it was something else, and then they return the part. And that's what I think a lot of these parts actually end up being. Or you got the weekend mechanics who, like me, don't know much about cars. I know how to do brakes. I've done brakes on a couple of my older cars. I don't do that anymore. It's not something I want to do anymore in my life. So, yeah. Wanted to comment also, I was watching a video from another creator. I'm not going to throw them out there because I have too much respect for this person based on the fact that they did give me a shout out early in my little YouTube career. And so I have a lot of respect for them because they took a chance on me, but I don't agree with a lot of what is being portrayed in some of the content. And what I mean is this idea of, if you get a cancellation, it's a request. You don't have to accept it. Now, you might not get a happy buyer if you refuse it. I mean, there's always that chance you're going to get a negative feedback from the buyer. But the idea of, okay, you accept the cancellation, I think eBay gives you like 3 days to accept it, right? How long are you going to take? How long are you going to slow roll the buyer? Hold on, let me plug this in again. Oh, there goes that light again. This is just a bad connection on that light. It's like it goes out. Bear with me. I'm just making sure that this thing works. So how long are you going to slow roll your buyer? As a punishment, because we want to teach them a lesson. Okay. I got news for you guys out there who do that. It's not helping. When I say it's not helping, as sellers, we have to do what we can to maintain the buyer base, because I mean, eBay can only do so much, right? So they can employ very buyer-friendly policies that sellers are forced to follow. And I think they do this because if eBay was just spilling over with all these customers, oh, we're getting new buyers in like year over year, we're increasing our buyers. eBay probably wouldn't have the need to enact all these buyer friendly policies that they have over the years. So I can understand where eBay's coming from. They have to protect that stream of buyers. That is what keeps eBay as eBay, the traffic that they bring to our listings. And if that traffic goes away because the buyers go away, well, then now we're nothing more than just sellers selling on Bonanza, and none of us want that. So the idea, the mindset that we are going to, number one, allow ourselves to get bothered, or I feel like teaching the buyer a lesson. First of all, that's the first mistake. We got to take the feelings out of our business. Okay, we don't know why the buyer wants to cancel. It might be a totally legitimate reason. Might be that they really did need this item or part, and then they found out, oh, there's nothing wrong with what I have. I just need something else. How many of us have made mistakes when we bought things? And this idea that we're going to punish buyers. Now, this particular creator, and I'm not going to throw names out there, I'll let you figure it out, went to an eBay event, and I guess eBay has said that the longer you wait to give a refund back to a buyer on a cancellation request, it minimizes the less of a chance they're going to come back and buy whatever item they're looking for on eBay. It leaves a bad taste in someone's mouth, and we're not children. We shouldn't be punishing anyone. In fact, we should be as courteous as possible. And heck, I mean, this might sound ridiculous, but I think it's actually better for your business if you cancel and send a message, hey, sorry it didn't work out this time. Please come back and check with us next time if you ever need whatever. That's even more effective if you're a seller within a niche. And guess what? Some people, not everyone, but some people might appreciate that. Okay. But if you're slow rolling them for days until the very end, where eBay would then have to step in, I think that is a huge, huge mistake. And if we all collectively do that to our buyers, we're going to keep losing buyers. So as sellers, we need to do what we can to keep these buyers on the platform, because eBay can only do so much. They don't interact with these buyers directly like we can. And eBay is putting that responsibility in our hands. And I'm not an eBay shill by any means, but I do see what has happened over the years with our buyer base. And guys, think about it like this. If we had an increase in buyers versus a decrease that we have every year, would eBay really need to push promoted listings the way they do? Because they'd be making more money just off of the back end. Would eBay need to be making all these changes to promoted listings to really just squeeze the blood out of the turnip? I don't think so. I think if they hit a certain estimation for their shareholders, because that's what it's about, then guess what? Then they're going to take it, because huge shareholder returns only beefs up expectations for future quarters, and eBay is going to temper those returns. So if we had an increase in buyers, there'd be no need for eBay to really push hard. I really think that eBay pushes the suggested rates a little too high. If this formula that they have, the four components in the formula, when the top 10% in any given category isn't promoting more than 6 to 7%. So this need to really make buyers or sellers feel, and there's that word again, get the feelings out of your business, your business will do better. Get the feelings out of the business so that you don't make irrational decisions like promoting too high. Well, we wouldn't have to deal with that. And so I think we as sellers need to create a low effort buyer experience. And I think the higher that's the last $20 they have, and they bought your item and they want to cancel. Who cares why? By punishing them, now you're pissing somebody off, and guess what they're going to say to themselves? And they're not just going to say it to themselves, but they're going to say it to 10 other people. That's, when you have a bad experience, you usually share it with up to 10 other people. And that is, I ain't going to be buying on eBay again. Look what they made me do. I asked to cancel, and they made me wait 3 days to cancel. And the lesson they learned was not to read the listing before they buy. The lesson they learned was, I can't buy on eBay anymore. It's creating a bad buyer experience. So that's kind of where I want to leave this. I'm not going to make this a long video. I'm going to work on something to where I can, it's hot out here, by the way. I have my AC unit below me going, but I'm going to work on something to get it so where I can actually do the photos while doing this. And I appreciate, I forgot who it was that offered to send me their Galaxy phone. I can't do that to you guys. I would never ask you guys to do that for me. I'm going to figure it out, but I'm going to wrap this video up. Hopefully you guys have an excellent weekend. Happy Father's Day out there. And, again, apologies out to Tech for, kind of a rush to judgment and forming a conclusion without having all the facts. So I'll just put it out there like that. So again, I'm not ashamed of being wrong. I mean, that's part of the being a reseller. We're wrong a lot, and I think an opinionated reseller with a YouTube channel can also be wrong even more. I mean, that's just who I am. So guys, want you guys to have an excellent weekend, and we will talk to you guys here very soon. Take care.
Oh. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Vero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. When flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. A Fero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. Oh, all resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them, and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Flipping ain't easy, but by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that's within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks, the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks, the name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game.